There's a whole lot of questions still floating around about this We Charity scandal up on Parliament Hill, but if we only get an answer to one question, this is the one it should be. Who was the public servant or public servants who randomly came up with this idea that We Charity must be given the sole source contract to administer this pandemic relief funding program for students? Now, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau originally said this has nothing to do with me. It was entirely the public service. He made them the fall guy on the whole thing. Then he finally fessed up and he said, okay, fine. It was a cabinet decision and I did not recuse myself from it, despite the fact that his own family, his mother mostly, but also his brother and his wife, had had financial connections to the We Charity. And to say it was a cabinet decision, let's be honest, what this means is it was Justin Trudeau's decision. Because where does the buck stop at cabinet? At the guy at the top, at the Prime Minister himself. So he made the final call in it, but the government still maintains that the public service originated the idea. Let's unpack that for a second, and let's take a look at really just how ridiculous and ludicrous that whole idea is. If it's true, wow, you've got the public service basically stepping forward and saying they are incompetent and they can't fulfill one of their core basic functions. I really don't believe that they said that. So you have a whole bunch of coronavirus relief programs. You've got this one that We Charity was going to administer. You got the CERB that we're all talking about. You've got the wage subsidy, but there's a bunch of others, niche ones. In total, there's well over 10 of them. And yet the public services stepped forward and picked one of these, just one of these more than 10 programs, and said, we can't possibly deliver this fund, even though they do this sort of thing for all different sectors all across the country every day of their working lives. And not only did they say, we can't possibly administer this program, which is something that we've been doing our entire careers, programs similar to it, but We Charity is the only one that can do it such that they need a sole source contract. We can't even send it out to tender. That's a pretty hard thing to believe. So produce the goods, produce the communications, the documents, name the names of the individuals in the public service who proposed all of this. Now that's what the Ethics Commissioner may do. Mario Dion is tasked primarily with looking at the ethics of Justin Trudeau's role in all of this, but we've also got committees looking into it. They should produce these goods and these documents, because Trudeau maintains, yes, the public service floated the idea. Let's see proof in all of that, because that is still a really hard thing to believe.